Okay, so moving on to section 2, we're going to talk a little bit about the cerebral hemispheres. So this is the superior part of our brain, and we have 2 cerebral hemispheres that account for about 83% of our entire brain mass that we have. Some things that you've probably noticed if you've ever seen an image, which I'm sure you have, or even maybe done a brain dissection, is that it's not a smooth surface, right? There's ridges and grooves. Well, we have specific names for what we call these ridges and grooves. So the ridges or the bumps we call gyri, and the grooves we call sulci. There are some times where we have deeper grooves that go further down. If we have deeper grooves, we refer to these as fissures. There are 2 specific fissures that you need to know for both lecture and lab. One is the longitudinal fissure, which is going to separate the 2 cerebral hemispheres into a left and right component. And then we have our transverse cerebral fissure that's going to separate our cerebellum from our cerebrum. Also, when we're talking about the cerebral hemispheres, we have 5 lobes. You are probably familiar with 4 of these lobes because the lobes of the hemispheres underlie the bone that they're named for. So just like we had a frontal bone, parietal, temporal, and occipital bone that make up our skull, the portion of the cerebral hemispheres that lies deep to those bones are named the same thing. So we have our frontal lobe, we have our parietal lobe, our temporal lobe, and our occipital lobe. We do have a 5th lobe that you cannot see just from the exterior, and this is the insula. And the insula is deep to the temporal, parietal, and frontal lobes. You can't see it. You can't see it on the models in lab because it does lie deep, but you should be aware that there is a 5th lobe that you cannot see. Like I mentioned, the first 4 lobes are named for the skull bone that's overlying it, and then our insular lobe that's going to be buried deep. So if we actually move away the superficial portion of our cerebral hemispheres, we can see the insula just deep there.